Good evening, everyone. So, I decided to come on just for a little bit to talk about this topic. Good evening. Welcome to my scope. My name is danayaazure, owner of Danaya Designs for You. You can check out the website at www.danayadesignsforyou.com. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and on here at danayaazure. That's danayaazure. Like the Facebook page, facebook.com/danayadesignsforyou. Check out the website, www.danayadesignsforyou.com. How is everyone this evening? And welcome to my scope. Much love for everybody that's just joined. I see a couple of new faces. So if you could do me a huge favor and say your name in the comments, that'd be great. Thank you so much for the hearts. If you are new to my scopes or new to Periscope, all you need to do is give hearts as you tap on the screen with your finger. That shows that you appreciate what we are saying. Hold on one second. Angela. Hi, Angela. How are you? Cool. So as I always say with my scopes, I say since the camera's going to be facing away from me anyways, let me give you something beautiful to look at. So you have an ad for Danaya Designs for You in the international magazine HFL that will be dropping a new edition this month. And it's going to be absolutely awesome. Alright, let's flip the camera around. And yay. Good evening, everyone. So the topic I chose tonight was all hair is good hair. Enough already, get over it. I think for me, I'm just getting kind of tired of this whole situation. You've had this whole thing about, they have good hair because it's stringy. They have good hair because they can do so much with it. As long as you know what you're doing with your hair, as long as you have hair on your head, then it's good. I get tired of people sitting up here and talking about how much better someone is just because of how their hair looks. That's not how this works. It's unacceptable. This is kind of crazy, and I don't understand why in 2015 we're still having this conversation. It's actually getting kind of frustrating. And I don't know what you people, what everybody that's on here, if you guys have if I'm saying something wrong, then let me know. But I know that I've experienced issues with my hair because my hair has 3 different textures. So it's curly, it's kinky, and then it's wavy. So a lot of hairstylists don't understand how to deal with that. So they're like, oh, you have to get a perm. Well, I've tried that, and my hair doesn't tolerate that. Everybody's hair doesn't have a perm. Everybody doesn't want to have to wear a weave. And even if they do, it should be their choice to begin with. But the problem is we have the situation where what we do isn't acceptable if everybody else isn't on board. And I have a huge problem with that. Maybe it's just me. My hair is magical. Absolutely. My hair is my hair is my hair. I'm going to do with it what I please. I'm going to do what's healthy for it. Or at least it took me a while to get to that point. But now I'm to that point. And so thank you so much for sharing on Twitter, Coach Terrence. Not that I'm to that point. I'm happy. I'm happy that I can rock a fro one day, have my hair straightened the next day, and have it braided the next. Because it's what I do. It's what I have. It's what I'm choosing to do. Because you get to the point where you're tired of having to explain what do you want to do with your life. You get to the point where you're tired of having to say, well, say this wasn't the day. No, you wanted to rock your hair in the fro because you wanted to rock your hair in the fro. And get the fuck over it. Sorry. Period, point blank. But too many people just have this thing of, you have to dress this way, you have to act this way. No, that's not how this works. Just because I'm a black girl doesn't mean just because my hair is long that it has to be a weave. No, baby, this is all mine. Trust and believe, it had enough to deal with. But I've had that question so many times. I'm like, really? Seriously? No matter what nationality you are, people of Caucasian descent also wear weaves, but they don't get questioned. Well, not as much as we do. At least last time I checked. And I think it's a problem because too many people have this issue where they just don't get it. It's not just about how to say this. It's not just about hair. The reason I'm getting so upset is because it's about the way that people have made us feel for wanting to wear our hair however we want to. That's where the problem comes in. When you make people feel bad because they want to be themselves, that's where the issue comes in. When you make people feel bad because they want to express who they are, that's where the problem comes in. When you make people feel bad because they want to wear locks one day, and all of a sudden it's not popular, that's where the problem comes in. It's not that we don't care. It's not that, it's not that, excuse me. It's not that we're just saying, oh, screw it. It's that we're saying we want to express ourselves. We want to be there. So we don't want to have to question. We don't want to have to explain every single thing. And we shouldn't have to. Period, point blank. I was talking to someone, to my diva weather anchor yesterday, and we were talking about fashion shows do's and don'ts. And the biggest problem that we have as African American women is when we go to fashion shows, finding somebody to do our hair and do it right. I've worked with models and they've sat up there and came back after going to the hairdresser, and I'm like, what happened to your hair? Why didn't they fix it? And they're like, they're done. What do you mean they're done? Because they put a ponytail in it? Absolutely not. That's not how this works. That's never how this whole situation works. So I think this whole thing has to just be a conversation about us being allowed to be us as women, because men don't get nearly as much flack when it comes to their hair, and us being able to accept that, hey, it's not always gonna be perfect, and accepting ourselves and loving ourselves and just having fun. I don't see a problem with that. So, the whole reason I wanted to do this topic today was because I'm just getting tired of dealing with this issue. I'm getting tired of hearing about it. I'm getting tired of every single time you turn around, you have this problem where somebody, hello, Shanti, Hell Online, how are you? Thank you so much for the hearts. Let me recap real quick. I was talking about that all hair is good hair because I'm tired of this whole conversation about, if your hair is straight, then if it's wavy, then it's good hair. If it's kinky, then it's bad. And that's just not true. And when people have that mentality, that's where the problem comes in. Because they're not, because they're not helping anyone. They're harming people more than anything else. Because you're bringing somebody down. Hey, how are you? And I think, and actually, Shanti here, you might be able to talk about this, because I know you work with students, so I know you've heard the conversations when it comes to hair, and and people always talking about, oh, they got good hair, or your hair is bad. How can hair be bad? I don't understand that concept. I will never get that concept. But apparently hair is allowed to be bad. I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. I think a lot of people just have this misconception that it's okay to torture someone because they don't look like you. They don't act like you. And last time I checked, where did they do that at? And when was that acceptable? But apparently it is. So I think we have to ask ourselves, what can we do to change this? Alright, hair is not bad, people are bad. Hair is not bad, but people make them feel bad because their hair is not quote unquote perfect. And I think hair has become such a big deal in this country, especially in terms of, like, I know there's certain schools where you can't wear locks. There's certain, they say you can't wear braids on certain jobs because it's not professional. Really? And there's something that And again, I understand when it talks about, when something's not neat, that's one thing. But if it's neat and it's trim, I don't see where it's a problem. But it has been. I mean, it's changing a little bit, but you still have some schools that are saying, we won't let you in here if you're wearing locks. Now, one thing I don't understand is how in the world am I paying? Train up the child. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, teach your child that it's okay. That and it really does start with the children. It starts at home. Because when you teach your child to appreciate themselves, then they will tell other people to appreciate themselves. And tell other people, hello, Sean, how are you? And they will tell other people that it's okay to appreciate themselves, no matter how they look, no matter how crazy their hair is. And they can just be themselves. Hello. Good evening. And I think that's what we need to drive home. That's what these kids need to hear. Is that you're beautiful no matter what your hair, what texture hair color you have, no matter how it's styled, as long as it's neat, because you want to make sure that you have a good first impression. But aside from that, you're gorgeous, you're a queen, and let it go from there. Really? He says he was always getting rid of for do-bags and hairnets. Yeah, I mean, and I think like, yeah, because the guys always had the do-bags on and they had a little line on their forehead, but I think it's not about just, how to say this, it's so much more than just expressing yourself, because it's gotten to the point where it's so much more, because that feeling that you get when people say that you're not perfect or you're not good enough because your hair's not right is just crazy. But it's been happening for years, and it keeps on happening, and we keep on allowing it to happen, because that kind of discrimination is okay. There's no problem with that one. We can't. We've gotten to the point where we can't talk about race, but we'll trash somebody's hair real quick, and that's not part of their personality. That's not gonna hurt by telling them they're a bad person because their hair is not right. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? It's absolutely appalling. So, I mean, my purpose in doing this was just really to get that off my chest, because of the fact that I experienced that for years. And the two times I attempted to get a perm, didn't really work out very well. So I'm like, why? And I think about it. Why didn't I have the courage back then to say something? Why did it take me so long? Thank you. Why did it take me so long to appreciate myself? And it was because when I was younger, people were saying that it wasn't okay. Even though my mom was saying, you're fine, you're beautiful, don't worry about it. You don't think about that when you're in school. Not at all. All you think about is you want to be one of the quote-unquote cool kids. And the cool kids are the ones that have the good hair. The cool kids are the ones that have the wavy hair. They can do whatever. My hair was difficult. I've come to accept that now. But I didn't back then. So my hope is that people... Thank you so very much. I will definitely be in your scopes tomorrow. Make sure you guys follow Sean T. Hill online, because he's absolutely amazing and his scopes are awesome, and he gives you some really dope tips when it comes to his Periscope. The same thing with Sean Lynn Wyman. They both give you great tips when it comes to growing on Periscope, pimping your profile, all that kind of good stuff. So, good night. Yeah, but the whole thing is just being yourself, and as I always say, expression makes you unique. Because that's what's going to set you apart from everybody else. Is expressing yourself however way that you want to. If you want to wear your hair curly one day, wear your hair curly. If you want to wear your hair straight, wear your hair straight. But let that be your choice. Don't allow anyone to make your choice for you. Hello, Laurel. I mean, if anybody has a comment, they can definitely do so. Otherwise, I'm going to end it on the scope. But I mean, I think my biggest thing is this. If you have children, if you work with children, tell them that it's okay for them to be themselves. And tell them that it's okay for them not to have quote unquote perfect hair. Tell them that their hair does not define them. Unlock your magic. Hello, good evening. And I think that's the biggest thing about that. You have to explain to them how important it is for them to be themselves, express themselves, and understand. Hello, Unlock Your Magic. How are you? And go beyond just their hair. Because we're so much more than just our hair. Hello. I got my Dominican Republic friend in the house. And so, I guess my question for you guys is, what can we do to teach this new generation to go outside of the box? Because I think that's the biggest question that I'm trying to think of. What can we do so that the generation that's coming up now didn't have the same issues we did when it came to this? I don't know. Aside from teaching them young. That's the only thing I can think of at this point. So, if you are watching the replay, then you guys can tap just to give hearts. Because you guys can give hearts in the replay. But you gotta watch it through the entire time if you want to get 500 hearts. That's the way the new thing works with the droid. But thank you so much for coming to my scope. I will be back tomorrow. Not sure what time yet. But I will talk to you all soon. Have a wonderful night. And continue to express what makes you unique. God bless. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see if this guy works. Come on. Gotta love the stop broadcast button.